James Plays a... That's me!
Hey everybody, it's James here, flying solo today, as we dive back into some more Night Trap action. This time, we're taking a quick look at the original Sega CD release, because the intro for that is different from the 25th Anniversary Edition. So I thought we could just look at that together, and then just do a quick look at the way the gameplay is in this, just to compare it to the updated version. And then I'm going to attempt a perfect run of this game and just trap as much of the night as you possibly can. So I'll just let this play in silence, and then I will talk a little bit more about my plans.
Clear.
We have a picture.
I'm Commander Sims of the Sega Control Attack Team. Scat Mission 230. 5 teenage girls have disappeared after spending the night at the old Lakeshore Winery house of Mr. and Mrs. Victor Martin and their children, Jeff and Sarah. Right now, another 5 girls are headed towards the Martins to spend the night. Your mission? Protect those girls from whatever happened to the last ones. Now listen up. Last night one of our agents got into the house and found some kind of weird security system. Hidden cameras in almost every room and a series of traps. Our agent spliced an override into the security system, allowing you to have control of the cameras and the traps with this remote unit. Use the traps to capture anyone or anything that endangers the lives of those girls. But make sure you don't trap someone you should be protecting. One slight problem. The traps are protected with an access code. They won't work unless you enter the right code. Right now the code is set to blue, and you have control of the traps. But anyone inside the house can change that code at any time. So pay close attention to what they're saying. Our override cable is here in hallway 1. If anyone disconnects it, you lose control. For good. This is my attack squad. And this is Kelly, one of my best undercover agents. She'll be arriving with the rest of the girls. I'm putting her life and the lives of those other girls in your hands, so don't even think of messing up. If you don't have the brains or the guts for this assignment, give the controls to someone who does. The girls should be pulling into the driveway. You're wasting time. Get over there now! Looks like you're not up to this mission. Breaking contact.
So apparently if you watch that whole intro, you just lose right away. How about that? Now there is one other thing about this intro that's different in the 25th Anniversary Edition. We kind of mentioned it in brief when we did the video reaction. And that's, as we're watching this intro right now, the game is happening. So I'm going to let this go just a little bit before we switch over, just to see if that's going to be evident or not. I guess what that means is you should not be watching any of this intro if you're trying to go for a perfect run, which is a very strange way of going about things, and I'm glad that appears to have been changed in the 25th Anniversary Edition. But yeah, back to the perfect run. You know, thankfully there are people out there that have written walkthroughs. They mark down all the times and the locations that you need to be in to trap the augers, to get the new codes, all that stuff, right? So instead of doing that, since I have a problem, just the one and not like a bunch of them, don't worry about that. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna do this myself. I'm going to observe the game, and I'm going to mark down the timestamps for myself. I'm gonna write all this stuff down. You know, all the stuff that's... I'm gonna do all the work that's already been done for me by other people. So, yeah. I expect it to be a lot of replay over and over. My plan is to just not do anything and just watch one room until I get a game over. Then I'm going to move on to the next room until I get a game over. Then the next room until I get a game over. There's 8 rooms, so I'm going to be doing that 8 times. I don't know how long it is until you get a game over for not catching anything. It could be like 10 minutes or so. It could be more. But yeah, okay, so we let that run, and there's already been 10 augurs that have entered the scene, and we've missed them all. Everything's already been going on this whole time. So 2.5 minutes. Now you see there's a bit more of a time between switching cameras here. And sometimes it's a little bit longer. Like, noticeably longer. And I think that's just because of the way that the hardware would have to track and read the different, you know, the different scenes going on at any given time. That could actually make it more difficult to get the augurs, because while something's going on, you know, you want to switch over, and it's taking longer. So you could maybe miss out. I don't know for sure. Now, I had hit the trap button when it was in the red, and I didn't seem to get that fellow. There we go. Got one there. So yeah, my plan would just be like this. Sit here on this scene until I get a game over, start over, go to the next room. So 8 times until I hit that threshold for the game over. Then I would attempt to capture everybody up to that point, and then continue on doing that again. Just watching one room until the next game over, doing that 8 times, and just marking down my own timeline. Yeah, I know how that sounds. I really do, but in my opinion, if I'm going to do like a Let's Play, if I'm going to attempt a challenge, then the more that I can accomplish on my own, the more something. I don't know. I just feel like that's the way I would want to do it. Instead of just showing you, okay, I copied this walkthrough, I want to give you my experience. Now, don't be alarmed. This sounds like a lot of nothing that's going to be happening. I'm not going to put that all in the video, okay? I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm subjecting myself to that, and then you will get the end result of when I do my best attempt at a perfect run, whether I actually succeed, or I hit my limit of this is a real pain in the ass. It's not going to happen. I don't know. But you're not going to be seeing the whole, you know, how the sausage is made. I'm just going to give you the sausage at the end. So, yeah, we'll be switching back over to that 25th anniversary edition, and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. I will have a successful showing to bring you, or I may just come really close because it's a real pain in the ass playing this game, as you've seen time and time before. Okay, we are back in the 25th anniversary edition. I have done my observations, done my note-keeping, and I've put together a timeline for the perfect run. I'd say the whole process took about 7 or 8 hours, somewhere in that range, which is not terrible or completely insane, depending on your outlook. I think it could have been a lot worse. But admittedly, the repetition did get to be a little much. But it definitely could have been worse. Now, before we go in and give it our best shot here, I am turning off the room icons. This is how I did my research. This is how I intend to do the perfect run challenge. No help. The only help that I'm getting is the fact that there's no like load times between room transitions. So here we go. We'll skip the intro because we've seen it before. We're going straight to the hallway, because we've got our first auger showing up right here. And do forgive me if I get kind of quiet during this. I'm going to need to concentrate on my timings and everything and keep an eye on my notes. So there's an auger going into the bedroom, but we're not ready for them just yet, because we got to catch these guys in the living room first. Then we can go here and catch some augers. Get that one by the door to the bathroom, and then we've got the bathroom itself. Snag another, and then after this scene is done, another one will come in for us to trap. And back to the living room. Can wait a few more seconds for somebody to show up here. I think it's a pair. Yep, and then we trap one of them, and then we get the other one in the kitchen. So off to the kitchen we go. And I'm trying to set my icon to the next room to jump to, just to kind of help me keep better track of everything. There we go. To the main hall, or the entryway as the game calls it. But I wrote down my own location notes here, so I'm calling it the main hall. There we go. And things are going on here while we're trapping people. It's just, you don't get to see much of it when you're busy trapping people. And we do have a moment here where we don't have to worry about anything. We've got another, like, a literal minute here where we don't have to worry about trapping anything. We just got scenes. Scenes that we're not going to be seeing much of as we jump around, just to show you what's going on. But we've captured 10 out of a possible 10, and the final count for people you have to trap is 100, so we're a tenth of the way through already.
Looks like a healthy bunch.
Yes, it should be a good weekend.
Too bad we must visit the Augs tonight.
We'll hang out here because our next augers to trap will also be in the main hall, just like the one we trapped previously.
It's beginning to be much too much. Come, let's visit the girls.
They'll be coming down the stairs. So yeah, there's a lot of timing and just keeping track of everything that's going on at all times. Knowing where you need to be at what time, and just not allowing yourself to get distracted. Which can be very hard, because this game is all about distractions. It's all about all kinds of things going on in the different rooms. And also the fact that I'm doing this as a Let's Play situation, you know? That you want to talk to people. You're making a video. You're not just doing this for yourself. You got all kinds of things going on. So it's easy to divide your attention. Here's the best scene in the game right here. Weird Eddie is good. we've got a group of them coming down the hall, and we trap like one of them, and then the rest go to the bathroom, and we've got a back-to-back situation here. We're going to trap one, and then immediately trap the other after the scene. There we go. To the living room. We're going to have two here. It'll be a few seconds before the first one shows up. But we're staying in the living room for a little bit after we catch the first augur, because there'll be another scene of some more augur infiltration here. And at this point, the people are in the house. Like, they're going places. See? But we're not seeing any of that. Up to the bedroom. And then we'll be going outside again. So going into this whole experience blind like we did, and not knowing what to expect, it was very easy to get distracted by the scenes and just be watching too much for too long. We caught that password change just in time. Speaking of distractions, you can't even dawdle with the watching the traps go off. Ooh, that was close. So yeah, we got the new password, which was yellow, but it was still blue for that augur because they had not gone to change the password yet. Now it's going to be yellow. Upstairs hall, sorry. Oh boy, it's like I said, I'm dividing my attention here, trying to look at the screen and the timer on the screen, looking over at my notes, trying to talk to you guys. It's a lot. Thankfully, we do have a moment here of a few more seconds where I can just check ahead on my notes a little bit. Set up for the kitchen after this. Drink my water. There we go. So yeah, that one in the living room, I almost screwed myself up because I was trying to talk about something and talk about the password change, and there just wasn't enough time for that, and I switched the password over, and I was going to switch it back, and I just was making mistakes there. Go back outside. I don't think I've missed anything, even though it says a possible is 37 and I've captured 35. I don't think I've missed anything. There we are. Yeah, we're caught up. Bedroom. This is a fast one. Comes out of the bathroom right there. Upstairs hall, and then back to the hallway downstairs. I didn't have too much difficulty. I didn't do a full perfect run on my own time. But I did practice, check my notes, everything, went over stuff repeatedly. And I purposefully stopped myself to, make sure I could share this with you guys. So it wasn't too bad there, but now I'm adding another element into this, which is the recording process. Another password coming up.
Come on, Studley, we better change that code. How about green? Sure.
Okay, green. We change it right away because the next augur that shows up will be after the password is changed. right here. Go to the main hall down here. Then we go upstairs. It's the longest we've seen any of these characters in this run. We actually do have a bit of a breather here. It's going to be about another minute before we get an auger that we can trap. So that's very generous of them. Once again, I get to look at my notes and try to be prepared as best I can while we watch all these brief transition scenes of people going from room to room across the hallway. Take another drink of water. Always important to stay hydrated and also keep that mouth from drying out from all the talking. So, about 30 more seconds, we will have some action up here in the upstairs hall. And then we're going outside for a double. Then to the hallway and the living room. And then the famous scene in the bathroom.
Hang on. I think there might be some of Sarah's friends. That'd be so cool. Guys, what's going on? Open the door. Come on. Some of Sarah's friends. Okay,
So everybody's clearing out the top floor except for Lisa. Which means time for an auger. Got you. We go outside. And we get one, and then we get the other. Over to the hallway. We got another situation here. This is Danny's first encounter with the augers. And we can't really save Danny. He's going to be fine for the time being, but we can trap an auger as they all leave. There we go. I'm trying not to spam the trap button on you guys, because that can get a bit annoying, I'm sure. But I do want to make sure I don't miss the window. Some of them can be very tight, very short opportunity. Not to mention that there's going to be some transitions that are really short, like a matter of a couple seconds going between rooms. Okay. And now we can go up to the bathroom here for the famous scene. We just need to save Lisa, and then we will be back about our regularly scheduled program of not seeing any of these characters.
Megan, this isn't gonna work. You're not scaring me. Wait.
So we just need to trap one of them, and that will give her the opportunity she needs to escape. Now she's going to be fine. Even though there's other augers chasing her, she's going to go out the bedroom window eventually. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to observe this whole thing. Yeah, we do. Okay. So she's safe. Go back down to the hallway. And then we're switching over to the main hall to get our next password change. There we go. So see, they're all in here. And they're coming out to the main hall. We're going to get a new password. And this one only lasts for one auger trap.
We got big problems.
What?
The Augs are here.
All right, I'll go downstairs and reset the access code to yellow.
Okay. So we're at yellow now.
Oh, no.
What's the matter? You're
Ashley's screaming because of Weird Eddie. So we hang out here in the living room for a bit, and we get an auger, or maybe a pair of augers. Yeah, a pair. And then we just stay here, and they will come in and give us another password. So at this point, we now have a checkpoint. where if we game over,
Let's go down to the
we
control
start
room. Maybe Tony
right
can
before
help.
those augers.
I'd feel better if we switched the code again to orange. We don't want anyone else
Orange,
to get
okay. Change that right away.
Figured it
And
out.
then I think
I'd like you to stay
upstairs
here and
hall
make
is
sure.
next,
I'm gonna
and
check
then
out the
down
rest
to the main hall.
Listen, things are getting really weird around here. Keep your eyes open and watch out for the other girls. I'll be right back.
That's the second best scene in the game. Just the augurs high-fiving each other. For no reason.
Cindy!
And now we've missed it in this playthrough, but Danny met Eddie and he's got the auger blasting laser gun.
Wow.
And we will grab a few more guys coming down the stairs. And now we hang out in the hall here. Eddie will be showing up in an auger costume. It does not matter if you trap him or not, I don't believe. It's made no difference in anything. It doesn't game over. Nothing like that. The game does not treat Eddie with the respect he deserves. But we just hang out here for a bit because we're going to have Danny's big scene where we will have to save him. And this is like a split second that it's going to happen. Like around 15:59. It's real small. But then once you do that, Danny's completely safe. One's going to sneak up behind him. There we go. And now we hang out outside. Get part of this conversation over the radio. And then this guy's going to get caught by augurs.
Leader, this is Mike. Come in. Leader, this is Mike. Come in.
And then after this scene is over, we will have somebody on the roof to launch. That you can barely see, but thankfully the music gives us the heads up. Head back to the upper hallway here. Grab them. Come down here pretty quickly. And then I think it's the hallway. Yeah. I should also note that there will be no more password changes for the rest of this time. The rest of this playthrough. Now we come up here, and this is Ashley's big moment where we gotta save her. Okay, now she's safe. Then we're gonna have somebody in the living room, and then we gotta go back to the upstairs hallway. Okay, got that. And got you. Back down to the living room. And I'm crossing my fingers that everything's cooperating here. So far, so good. I don't want to jinx anything. But we have had some situations that you might have seen in the first video where things didn't properly register for whatever reason, and I've had it come up. This is the last time I've had an issue right here, but the issue that I've had here is that it just doesn't show the trap animation for that first guy, but it still counts as trapping him. So we got the animation there. That's all good. That's great. Shouldn't be any more glitches to be concerned about when it comes to trapping. If we don't save Cindy here, we will have a dead man walking situation where we will have an automatic fail a little bit later on.
They're not there. We just have to.
Now we gotta save Megan, but the game plays a little tricky trick on you.
I can't stand it. Megan, no.
We're gonna have her in a situation, and Kelly's gonna tell us to use the trap, and it's gonna be red. If we use the trap right away, we will trap Megan instead. So you have to wait a couple seconds for a second alert. So there's red, goes to yellow, then red again. Head on over to the living room. And get those guys. That went perfect. All right. And now we have our first non-auger trapping to do with Tony.
Tony, this is all insane.
I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen.
Listen to what? What are you talking about?
Ashley, I tried to save him from the Augs, but you had to interfere, and now you will pay.
Tony, I don't understand. This is crazy.
Don't be foolish, Kelly. They wouldn't stand in my way. Would you?
Yes, I would. Bye, Tony. Whew. Time for somebody in the living room, and then this should be around the time that, yeah, the Martins are home, and Scat is moving in. So we've got another little bit of a breather here of about a minute, where we can just let some things happen, review our notes, take another drink of water, catch our breath.
Augs are here.
Oh, we suspected as much when they didn't show up for the delivery.
They set us up.
It's a lot, but we've got 82 out of 82.
They're
So far,
downstairs in
so
control.
good. We've come
Someone else is taking control of
quite a
the
ways
cameras and
here
traps.
from that first
Who's
playthrough in part 1. So our next stop is going to be the bedroom in... We'll just go there now. Why wait? Why wait in the living room, really? We'll wait in the bedroom instead. It's much better visual here. Okay, and then outside, then kitchen. This is a double. Then we go outside. Get you. Send you flying. And then we've got somebody coming up in the kitchen. The kitchen is the least active room in the game, I believe. There's only like 3 or 4 augers. That show up there. Okay, upstairs full. So now it's the bedroom again. Yep. Then the hallway. And it's just about being vigilant about the times and locations and not paying any attention to any of the actual stuff going on. Because that's bait. Okay. Another breather of about 30 to 40 seconds here. We'll just go up here for now and be prepared. Then we're going to head back to the hallway after this. Here they are. Okay, to the hallway. One should be coming up pretty soon. Yeah. Then we're going to switch over to the living room and get our next non-auger trap. See, here's the big confrontation. There's going to be a fake out here. Don't trap this, because you'll trap Sims and get a game over. But here we want to trap Jeff as he fights with that scat member. But skip this alert and hit on the second one. You can trap both of them with that first alert, and it's not a game over, but, you know, might as well try to do things as good as possible. Save as many scat members as we can. Funnily enough, there's one that went upstairs that we never see again, and there's no indication that they got trapped or hurt or anything. They just disappear. back to the hallway here, and then we have to quickly switch over to the bedroom, because this is another one of those very small windows of transitioning between rooms. But this is it. This is the end. This is our final auger right here. And then it's just Sheila, Victor, and then finally Sarah. There, see? That's like 2 seconds that you have to do that. Whew.
Thanks.
You're welcome. If everything goes well, I will have the achievements pop up that show that this is my first time doing the perfect run. And I should get an achievement for doing a perfect run without getting any game over along the way, having to restart at a checkpoint. And there might be one other achievement that comes up. So this is it, the final capture. 100 out of 100, baby. We did it. Okay. So we got perfect with retro icons, and we got perfect without getting a game over along the way.
And next time I'm on special assignment, I'm going to insist that you back me up. I'd go anywhere with you and feel secure knowing that you were at the controls. Nah, you wouldn't. I didn't think so. Bye-bye. See you next time.
So there we go. There's our perfect game. And here's our credits. Now, I could have apparently gotten Kelly trapped at the end there, but I didn't see the icon turn red for that, so I just let it go. I figured we got our perfect run. We'll leave it be. Don't do anything to screw it up at the very last second. And now I can breathe. That's more stressful than you might imagine. That's from start to finish, the final captures at 25 minutes, 10 seconds. So that's 25 minutes of just being dedicated, observant, vigilant, knowing where to go, when to hit the buttons, when to change the passwords, all that stuff. And it probably would have been a lot worse for me if I had just taken notes off the internet. Because by doing it the way that I did myself, I ended up having a much better understanding of going from room to room and knowing what scenes are going to be happening at what time. And that made it easier for me because I was able to essentially get practice in. Like I said, I did a run previously where I deliberately let an auger escape, so I didn't get a perfect. And taking my notes along the way, and I have my piece of paper that I printed out, because this game is only in full screen, and I didn't want to pause or tab over to my notes in my notepad or anything, so I printed something out and I color-coded each room and had little additional notes to let me know if it was a password change or if it was a crucial character save moment, things like that. So I'm looking at the screen and then I'm glancing over to my left and trying to just make sure I'm caught up with everything, that I'm right where I need to be. Also, to my left is my microphone. So it's kind of, but not really, but kind of obscuring my view. It's like I'm looking at the notes and my microphone's kind of there. If I close my right eye, then the microphone's blocking my notes. So yeah, I did it, though. We did it. Best gamer ever. And that lets us now play Scene of the Crime, which was essentially the, like it says, the prototype of Night Trap. It was the proof of concept of doing this thing of going between rooms with surveillance cameras. And I don't know if we will visit this or not at another point. We might, but I also don't know if it's really got a lot of substance to it. So we'll see what happens there. But thank you very much for checking out this perfect run. And I love you, and I'll see you for whatever we come up with next. Bye-bye. Oh, almost forgot to give you a kiss. Mwah. There we go. I'll give you another one. Mwah. That's my forgetting tax. I have to give you an extra kiss. Bye-bye.